Mark the turn. The initiative is 8 to the German side. Now, just to let you know before we start this, this is not an official scenario. This is just something that Bryce and I have been working on to put it together so we're right in the middle of the fight, maybe a couple turns in, so we can get to it all, show you guys as much as we can within a turn or two. And we're also not going to be playing the smartest that we could play, just so we can show you stuff that's going on. A lot of stuff that we're going to do here you probably wouldn't want to do when you're playing, but some of it you would want to. Basically, we have two different kind of groups up the top. We've got an assaulting German unit coming in here, trying to get to the 85 millimeter and that control marker. You will notice there's some tanks. All the tanks that are left on the board we're going to use. So there's going to be a little tank battle down here at the bottom. There are some tanks up here on top. I do want you to realize that I want you to look into N3 and N4. You'll see you'll see a couple of rifle units and a couple of entrenchments. They're not really kind of in the middle of the hex like they should be. Those units are actually off the board. They're underneath those two siding markers that you see in L3 and L4. You see it has a question mark and a 13. That 13 is that siding marker's defensive factor. So you would have to, and these rifle units that are off to the side are actually in L3 and L4. They're off to the side, they're hidden underneath some big counters, so you don't know what is where. So there's a fog of war to the game, where a lot of stuff can be underneath siding markers. Some of them could be real, some of them can be fake. There are false siding markers. So as an attacker, you're facing a bunch of question marks. You just gotta, get in there and dig them out and see what's real and what's not. If Bryce does anything, if he shoots with them, the siding marker goes away. If I shoot at the siding marker and kill it, the first hit on a siding marker, the siding marker goes away. The units have to be placed on the board, but they don't get attacked. Just the siding marker goes away. So you understand why those two units there in N3 and N4 look the way they do. They're actually off the board. So we're going to start with my turn. I'm the Germans. I have 8 initiative, as you can see over there. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 1 asset off of the 1 matrix cube. I'm going to pull that over there, and I'm going to do a asset order. The asset order that I'm going to do is already on the map, and you see it right in front of you. It's a medium battery. You can put your cursor over it, and it'll expand it, make it bigger so you can read it. And what I'm doing is I'm bringing in a medium battery. But to be able to shoot that, I must have a line of sight to the target hex with one of my command units. Well, I have no command units on the board. So what I have to do is I have to take one of my available commands and place it anywhere I want to place it. And I'm going to place it in E6 with the MG42. Now, he can see, and I will draw a line of sight for you, he can see from that hex to that hex. There's nothing that obstructs his vision. So I can call artillery anywhere I want on that hex, but I actually want to drop it right here. And again, there's nothing blocking the line of sight. So what I do is I go up into the markers, I pull out a spotting marker, and I drop it in where I want to shoot my medium battery. Now, you'll notice to the right of this medium battery, I want to show you something else that you can do as the opponent. Now, the Russian player does not have this card in his hand, this counter battery fire. If he did have it in his hand, he could play it right now, and it would cancel out my card. I wouldn't get to shoot it. And you can see on the card it says reaction. You play those cards anytime you want. The cards that say order, as in the medium battery, you must pull a cube and do an order to play those cards. So reactions are anytime. Orders are when you must play an action. And don't forget that you can play a card at any time for your special actions, your APCR, heat, light machine guns, smoke, things like that. So I'm going to get rid of the counter battery because I just wanted to show you that there's things you can do to counter a medium battery attack. So that gets discarded, and I'm playing the order. I'm going to try to make it land in K6. And what you don't have in front of you is the barrage table. And I'm going to kind of explain this the best I can. First of all, we're going to be rolling die 20s for this. The first thing I must do is I must make an accuracy die roll. Now, you will notice on my card that I get to add 6 to my accuracy die roll. If I was to give up the fate card, I can add 12 to it. And I will be rolling 1 die 20. So if I gave up the fate card and got to add 12 to a 20-sided die, the chances of me hitting right where I want to hit are pretty good. Adding 6, they're still good, but not as good the other way. But I want to keep my fate card. I don't want to give it up. So what I would do is I would roll 1 die 20. I roll 4. I get to add 6 to it. It's a 10. A 10 is a miss. 1, 2 down. So it actually is going to land right there. That's not too good for me because I really wanted to drop it in on the machine gun and the gun. So what's happened here is it explodes in the hex of the spotting round and all adjacent hexes. So let's go ahead and see what happens. The first thing we're going to attack is the sighting marker that is above it. It's a 13. So I have a chart here, and now what I'll be doing is I'll be rolling 2 die 20s, and I'm firing a medium battery for the Germans. I come across to a sighting marker, and my number is 18. I must roll 18 or higher to get a hit on it.
Don't forget about the cover.
Yes. There's a 1 cover there, so that means it's a 19 or more. And I rolled plenty. So what would happen is this sighting marker would get flipped, and we'll all see that it is a false sighting marker. So it goes away. There's one less thing I have to worry about. Now I will attack the wire in J7. So, wire against a medium German battery is a 30. So I need to roll 30 or higher. I rolled this, which is 25. It's not enough. Now I'll fire at the wire in J7. Again, it's 30 or more. That's not enough. And now the wire in J8. Not enough. Let's go ahead and do the sighting marker in K9. That was the 19 or more. 18, not enough. That sighting marker stays. Now we're going to shoot at the unit. The unit is a 11 morale, and what I'm looking at is I have a chart in front of me, and it has on the top, it has the affected piece. So every piece in the game falls within one of these categories up at the top of this chart, and then on the left-hand side are all the different things that could be shooting at it, from Stuka dive bombers to fighter bombers to medium heavy batteries to rocket batteries, all kinds of different things. I just cross-reference the 2 charts and it comes up with a number. And the number for a 11 morale infantry unit is a 15. So I need to roll a 15 or higher.
16 with the cover.
16 with the cover.
Correct. So that is high enough. So Bryce is going to have to pull a chit out and place it on his unit because it got hit.
Ouch.
And
Ouch.
that's a bad one for him because that's an unconfirmed kill. So now I've fired everything that thing could possibly hit. I've shot and got rid of a siding market and hurt one of his units. It could have been better. For me, pretty good for him. So now the initiative is still on my side. So I'm going to do another move. And this time I'm going to take a 6 from the advance. So I pull a cube off the advance. And this is the only way that infantry can move into melee. Only way an infantry unit can get into close combat with another unit, which I want to do with my Pioneer against his T-70. So that's why I'm using the advance. Now what I must do is I must activate all the units that I'm going to advance. I'm going to advance him. I need to move this 6 down to 1. So I only have, it's on 1 initiative on my side. I'm going to advance him. And remember, it's not costing me anything extra because that is my zone of control from my mission command because it has a 0 on it. So everybody that falls within that radius can move 1 and not have to pay any more initiative. So I am going to activate them and them. I'm also
and remember,
going to...
And remember,
the advance doesn't cost any movement points, so there's no opportunity fire there.
Correct. He is not able to shoot at me when I do an advance. So I'm also going to advance that vehicle, and I'm going to advance that vehicle. Now I'm going to show you something else that you can do before you do any of the advancing in the beginning of your turn. You can do a thing called deploy. And I'm going to deploy some of my units. I'm going to try to make it as hard as I can on him to shoot at me. I'm going to give him a lot of different targets to shoot at. So I'm going to deploy my Pioneer unit. And the way this works is he turns into 3 squads like that. So now I just deployed him. I'm also going to deploy, and they're still activated. And I'm going to deploy the Grenadiers. There, I deployed the Grenadiers. Now I have to deploy on those guys, and I'm also going to activate them to advance along with him. So that's what I'm going to do during my advance order. I've activated all my units. I've paid all the initiative that I need to pay. Now I'm actually going to do the advance. The Pioneer unit is going to go into G2 with the tank. Remember, he cannot opportunity fire at me because it's an advance order. I'm going to move this guy up into here, here, here. I'm going to move there.
Oh, and the advance allows you to change your firearm also.
That is true. So now what I've done is I've advanced everybody that I want to advance, and in the Vassal module you have a little thing that says End Order. When you do that, there's a nice little feature in the Vassal module because it'll turn all of your guys active back the other way and get rid of, and then you hit the little move and you get rid of all your movement trails. Okay, I still have the initiative because I'm at 1. I'm going to take the other 1 asset, the very bottom one. I'm going to play another asset card and move this to 0. The reason why I did it this way is that way I have the initiative card, and if I hold the initiative card, I get to use the 0. It's still my command. So I want to make sure I'm just going to use one of my assets up before he starts wailing on me. So what I want to do is I'm going to take a mortar battery this time, and I'm going to play it for smoke. I'm going to try to drop a smoke round from my mortars, so maybe I can advance under the smoke screen. So I want to, again, it has to be spotted by a command marker that can see the hex. So I'm going to try to drop it right into here. We'll try to drop it right into that hex right there. Again, we look up here at the card, and it says if I can add 6 to my accuracy die roll if I want to give up the fate card. This might be the time to do that because I really want this to be accurate and drop smoke all around him.
Mike, you get the 6 automatic. It's 12 if you give up the fate card there.
That's correct. This might be a time that I want to give up the fate card so I can use a 12 because I don't want to happen what happened last time. So you know what? I'm going to do that. But take the fate card. I'm going to put it out here. He will pick it up and put it into his hand. So now I get to add 12 to my accuracy die roll. And I'll be rolling 1 die 20 for this. A 2 plus 12 makes 14. So good thing I did that. It's actually going to land right there. I have a little chart. 19 and more is accurate. 13 is straight up. 14 is to the right, and it just works its way around. And then 7 is 2 up, and it can miss as far as 3 away. So we have smoke there and every adjacent hex. If you want to help me drop a couple on there, you can.
Sure.
I've got it pretty. I'm almost done. Okay, now you guys will notice that there's a smoke in all those hexes. What that means is that 5 on the smoke counter is the hindrance. So anytime I shoot into that smoke, he shoots out of that smoke, or we shoot through that smoke. If either die has a 1 through 5 on it, it's an automatic miss. So smoke is a 5 hindrance. When we go through the end of turn process, those 5 smokes will turn to 2. Okay, now I have, you know what? Hey Bryce, let's take that initiative card back.
Okay.
Because we were going to show this melee.